On our last leg of the quest for sourdough from the Klondike, we are traveling from Whitehorse to Dawson City, a trip of over 500 kilometers. My guide on this trip is Ariana Sikorsky. She grew up in Alaska and knows everything you need to know about life in the outdoors. Ariana, you picked me up at Ion's place. I have her sourdough, but what are the plans for the coming days?
Well, right now we are driving to Dawson City, which was where the gold mining happened. So we're kind of following the highway around where the Yukon River is and sort of tracing that route. Hopefully we get a chance to do some cooking outdoors, because in terms of the Gold Rush era, it's about cooking outdoors. I am going to be making some sourdough blueberry pancakes from my Alaskan starter that's over 100 years from the Gold Rush, and see what else we can do with Iona's sourdough as well.
It's about 530 kilometers to Dawson. Let's see what happens.
That's the spirit. Adventure.
Yukon is a vast territory with magnificent vistas. It's time to stop for the night. This is the perfect moment to have blueberry pancakes made with Alaskan sourdough. In fact, Ariana has brought her sourdough with her too. This sourdough starter also dates back to the Klondike goldrush in Alaska. She's preparing some blueberry pancakes. And according to her, blueberries are best because they slowly release their juice when baking. I start feeling more and more like a sourdough, but I'm not there yet. Bon appétit. I could get used to this.
Yeah!
After an excellent breakfast, we hit the road again. The Yukon River was an important ally for the stampeders as they made their way to and from the gold mines. After months of dragging their goods through passes, finally they could relax a little as they sailed the Yukon. Of course, those who had done their research knew that the trip downriver held its own dangers, like these five-finger rapids. I've decided to test Ion's sourdough, so I'm making some dough with it. For this, I'm using durum flour, water and salt. And I must say, the setting could be worse. After setting up camp for the night, it's time for some serious talk. So, why do you think your sourdough deserves a place in the sourdough library?
Well, two reasons. One is the Alaskan heritage that it has. It is over 100 years old. It was created during the Alaskan Gold Rush time. It was given to my parents actually from a man named Don Partridge, and his grandmother's brother worked in the Gold Rush in Alaska. So that's kind of the foundation it has. But then it has this whole other part that's sort of happened in the last 4 years of traveling all over the world, about to 14, 15 different countries. But not only traveling, but cooking. So I've stayed with different families and used the flowers in their homes, sometimes hand ground from their wheat fields, and then sometimes bought from a store in a mountain, or up in a mountain, or different places. And those flowers become part of this starter. And so in some ways, it represents more than just Alaskan culture. It represents a lot of cultures in the world, and reaching out through sourdough to other people.
How do you think I should keep your sourdough refreshed in the library if you are constantly using different flowers?
I think it would be really interesting for it to continue with different kinds of flowers. You have so many different sourdoughs from all over the world in the library. It seems almost fitting that this would be there to continue that, traveling through different sourdoughs in the world through the flowers that other people use and continuing its journey, learning about other cultures. I don't know if having the different flowers has affected it. All over the world, I get pictures from people in New Zealand to Chile using it, and that would be scientifically what I would love to know, is what's going on in here, and is it affected when different flowers and different cultures come into it.
So would it be interesting to have your sourdough analyzed within 5 years again?
I think so. The library is all about studying what's inside these cultures, and it would be interesting to compare what's happened, how has it grown and evolved from using these different kinds of flowers in the library. Does it affect it?